Welcome to the Football Lads Weekly Podcast. I'm joined by Phil Hickin, myself, Justin Smith. Phil, where do we start this week, mate?
Well, the subject has to be Saturday, doesn't it? The March. What an amazing day. That's everyone's talking about it, and that's what we got to talk about, mate. That's how we have to start off today, I think.
Well, where do we start?
The amount of people there.
3 million, I think.
In my opinion, there was that sort of numbers there. Our thing at Blackfriars Bridge didn't quite work out, but that was because of the amount of people there.
It didn't start well, did it? I mean, for those of you at home, we organised to meet up in a pub, and it was purely by chance. It wasn't anything to do with the police, as far as I'm aware. The pub literally had no water, and we were there at 8:30 in the morning. And Lady Kellyanne said to us, she said, shut the door, so I'm really sorry, lads, I'm not going to be open till 10.
Yeah.
So my next 2 hours was spent redirecting people to other pubs in the area
But I think also is the volume of people that none of us expected that volume of people to turn up on Blackfriars Bridge.
Who could have expected?
Our plan was for the march to go from Stamford Street, and us come behind the march from Blackfriars with all the football lads, which were there in their thousands,
hundreds of thousands,
and then, mate, we looked around and the bridge was full up.
There must have been several 100,000 football lads there, whatever the total was.
Yeah.
I've heard, obviously there was a police helicopter, and there was more than one helicopter, I believe. I'm led to believe that was taking aerial
as well, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And they were taking aerial footage, and it's the helicopters, for those of you that don't realise, kind of guesstimates pretty accurately, we're led to believe, what the turnout is. And we're told that was 2.2 million, but that was only in that specific area they were looking at, and those that were in the streets. So that didn't take account of all the people that were struggling to get anywhere near the place, and on top of that, all the people that were still in the pubs.
All the bridges. I mean, look, we was on Blackfriars, that was chocker. London Bridge was chocker. Apparently Millennium Bridge was chocker, and when all along the South Bank, chocker, and you don't see none of them on the actual helicopter, the picture from the helicopter.
Well, a lot of the football firms that turned up late, I mean, this happens quite a bit. You get some, they want to make an entrance, we've got a big firm here, there's 2,000 of us, whatever, and they turn up late and they couldn't even get anywhere near it. So, I'm not going to go into details of who, but we're aware of several of the major London firms that turned up late. I got a couple of phone calls
from lads from different firms saying we're on their way, and I said, you ain't going to get on the bridge. It was mobbed. By 12 o'clock you could not move on Blackfriars Bridge.
Do you know what I like best that morning? I mean, we arrived at 8:30, didn't we? We drove down, and from 8:30 in the morning there was people there, and people walking by. If you're watching, lads, a big shout out. The vast different places that people were from. I was talking to some lads from Lincoln, lads from Halifax, from Wales, from Wolves, you name it. You just about anywhere in Britain there were people there.
When we walked up the bridge, we parked up and we come up onto the bridge, and there was people streaming over at 8:30 in the morning, and we looked at each other and went, there's going to be more than 1 million here today.
We need a bigger boat.
Mate, it was it was amazing. It was, and for me, it was the smiles on everyone's faces. It was just the energy was brilliant, the positivity was brilliant, and it was just great to see all them amount of people were just smiling.
It's nice to have all the smaller clubs, no disrespect, but with the football lads, there's a hell of a lot of the big clubs all involved. Yeah. And we want all these smaller clubs to get involved. Yeah. So if you're some of these people we're talking about Lincoln, Halifax, and some of these teams, non-league sides.
We had Chester there, Tranmere.
Both Bristols.
Chesterfield, Crewe. All these little firms that come, and they all come in good numbers. I think Chester brought about 50.
Newcastle, Sunderland, Rangers, Cardiff, Ireland. Fair play to people that made their way from Ireland. Of course, if there were people from across the world, Germany, Spain,
America.
It was unbelievable.
There were just people from all over the world.
And then we had the guys, the Hacker from New Zealand. I think we got some footage of those along the way.
When people paid their way to get there, weren't paid to be there, paid their hard-earned money to get there. Millions of them.
massive respect to all the football lads and lasses that made their way from wherever, from the length and breadth across Britain, and to the Pink Ladies. Big shout out to you girls.
Teresa and Sarah Jones and all them girls that come. Sarah White, all the Pink Ladies that were there.
There's a vast growing movement for those of you, across the country now. You've got the Pink Ladies that are rising up, that are protesting at the hotels and the migrants.
Well, they've got the Pink Ladies have got a protest outside. It's either Downing Street or Parliament on Wednesday, the 1st of October. So if any of you ladies want to come along and support them, and join the Pink Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, more for the gentlemen where they're just there to watch their backs. The Pink Ladies are doing the actual protest. Come and join them. The Pink Ladies, come and join the Pink Ladies. It's getting big, and it's going to get bigger. And I'd love to see a day when there's like 10, 20,000 Pink Ladies demonstrating outside somewhere, and all us lads just making sure their backs are all right. But Wednesday the 1st of October, if any of you want to come and join them, there will be information about it further on in the podcast. So come along, please. It's going to be a great day.
We're giving a shout out to, there's a few things going on this Saturday. I think it's important now on a weekly basis. We're going to be trying to shout out and give information about upcoming events. And I know, Phil, there's a couple of Saturday. What's happening Saturday?
We've got one in Colchester. That starts at 1 p.m. and then after that we're all going over to Braintree to protest for the people that live in Wethersfield, where they've got the RAF base. I think there's something like 800 illegals on there, and I think there's only something like 600 people in the village, and from what I've been told, they're terrorising the village. So we start at Colchester. That kicks off at 1 p.m. Anyone in the Essex area want to come and join us, come and join us. It's going to be a great day. Then we're all going over to Braintree to join the people from Braintree.
Again, it's about 5:30, isn't it? I think
that starts at 6.
6 o'clock. So get there early.
It's going to be great. So it's called Essex Unite. So come on, people from Essex, come and join us.
Yeah, put your feet on the ground. We love you to see you. We'll be there. We hope to see you. Phil, get back to Saturday. There's been a lot of talk about the policing, as usual, with these events. Whilst we understand, we know things that the viewers at home might not realise. We were getting phone calls the day before from the police asking us how many people do you think is going to be there, in terms of football lads, and we said we think there's going to be hundreds of thousands. That was what my words were, 6 figures. That's what I said to them. But it is very hard. On the one hand, we have to sit there, and if we don't talk to the police, it's not something I'm used to doing, really. If you don't talk to them, you then get accused that we haven't sort of interjected with them, and if anything goes wrong, then we're getting the blame for it, or we'll be the ones pulled up in front of them.
The liaison police officers we speak to, they are good. They do try and help, but on the day, they can't control everything. But like Saturday, there was incidents that got a little bit out of hand, and there's no way you could blame the people that was at the march when they shut Whitehall off. Which I'm not saying they had to, the volume of people, but then they shut the bridge off, Westminster Bridge, and they weren't allowing people to go down to the embankment. People were getting squashed, they were getting crushed, and they wanted to just get down to the embankment so they could get on the train. And the police started getting heavy-handed.
To be fair, Phil, we were saying last week, how are they going to fit all these people? We had that in mind. How are you going to fit all these people into that space? In our estimates, there's going to be miles
the man definitely people. Pulled it off, and more. Do you know what I mean?
Fair play, Tommy. Well done, mate. Well done.
Well done.
A job well done. The only side, people weren't. I wouldn't say weren't expecting, but perhaps the police and the authorities weren't making the provisions for that amount of people. And as Phil just said, that can lead to all of a sudden you've got what could
overzealous
be
police.
Well,
that didn't help. I'm not going to beat around the bush. They were overzealous. There was no need to start clumping people with shields and all that. And eventually people did break through. Why did they just let them through in the first
To be
place?
honest, I mean, you know, the standard figures have to be at least 100 yards apart, I'm led to believe, and at no point, you know, when you're looking at some of those things, they weren't 100 yards apart. Okay, there's more people than perhaps they expected.
Why did they allow the left to walk along and get so near?
Well, I mean, for viewers at home, I dare say a lot of people have probably seen. There's a couple of videos flying around. One, of course, with one of the guys getting hit. A policeman deliberately, we'll say it, deliberately hits him with his shield. And you can see the guy's eye. He's got a golf ball for an eye.
The guy he had an eye like this. One of the coppers hit him.
And of course, well, we've got the thing with these numbers again. When they start reporting numbers, they were talking about 25 arrests, as if that was all to do with,
What I told you it was only 8 from.
So the way they're putting that over is as if it's all what they want to call far right, which we know not to be, which we know just to be patriots and concerned parents and grandparents. And yet, as you say, Phil, there was 8 that were sort of attributed to people that were on
Mr. Starmer doesn't
on Tommy's march.
Well,
of course they don't.
The way Mr. Starmer talks about it, everyone that was arrested was from the right.
This disproportional reporting that goes on, as we're all aware, anyone. I think this is the worst joke in the world now about Diane. I actually came out with that about 11 o'clock that morning. Diane Abbott, when they said about 75,000 people here, I said, who's in charge of their accounts? It was, 75. But we was, with Liam, 11:30, I was interviewed by Wendell. Tom Sky, and his Union Jack, he grabbed hold of me and went, get in the camera. And he said, we were talking about that then, and you could see behind him at that time, going to have a look at the crowd, and he's going, how many people? I said, well, I've just walked from the back of the march where we had our planned meet because the football lads agreed to sort of meet on Blackfriars Beach and follow the people up the march because there was some concern that there might be some trouble from behind. So we said no problem. That's what we agreed to do. We're happy. We'll walk at the back. It's not all about. It's not who's got the biggest dick competition.
One of the funniest things is when we walked up onto the bridge at 8:30 in the morning. The Tottenham police pulled up and said to me, "Phil, you're not going to. You can't have the lads meeting on the Blackfriars Bridge." And I was like, "Why is that?" He said, "Because you're going to hold the traffic up." And I was, mate, you're going to have over 1 million people here. Like, don't put it on the football lads. I'm telling you now, mate, within an hour, 2 hours, you ain't getting no one over this bridge. That was exactly what happened.
That was their rhetoric the day before, and they said about as long as no one's on the bridge. I mean, go on.
Really?
The crowd went right over that bridge, and however far down the road. I mean, you couldn't.
Amazing day.
I mean, like I said, I walked from the front, after we spoke to Wendell, and we had to talk to a couple of people, the stewards and so forth about something, and then we came back. So we walked, myself and Liam walked up to the front. We walked back again. I walked back again, and so I got a pretty good estimate of what that crowd was. And at that time, at 11:30,
I didn't realise. Did you go down right to the?
Yeah, we walked
because I was looking for you. I didn't realise you'd go right down.
Ironically, there was a side street. I don't know how many people realise this. There was a side street. You could just walk all the way down the side street that was parallel with all of the people in the march and come out the front.
That's what I couldn't find.
So in 15, 20 minutes, 15 hours out there going, look, dancing. Did you not see me dancing with New Zealand?
Yeah. I see you dancing in the rain with your umbrella.
I put the H in hacker. Is it felt that way? Is it hacker or hacker? But anyway,
it was a brilliant day, and the smiles on everyone's faces. I mean.
We came back. Well, I came back to there and I thought, God, mate, and there lies the thing. The day before, the old Bill said to us, "But as long as no one's on Blackfriars Bridge," and I thought, good luck with that, because by then that was already tailing to there. We were telling people so. To be fair, the mass of people. It just came all the way back and it came on the Blackfriars Bridge. So, what we planned to do, which was just, walk on behind and to get everyone that went straight out the window because there was nowhere in the world that you could differentiate between, and we weren't trying to. We just said that we'd be at the back and the football lads and do what we do and try and safeguard people. And to be fair, we had a lot of women that come up and say, we're so glad you're here. We love the fact we come and we feel safe.
The Pink Ladies were hoping to come and walk with us in front of the football lads, but they was over Waterloo end. There was no way.
You'd have to be north side of the Blackfriars Bridge to start with, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, an absolutely amazing turnout. So well done to everyone involved.
Team,
well done
Tommy.
to all the stewards.
All
those
the stewards.
people don't realise those
Kaz,
people.
Tony,
They don't get
Carla,
paid.
well done, all of you.
Unlike some of these left-wing adjutants that turn up, the stewards for all these events, they don't get paid. So they do that because they care and they do it because they come along. So I'd like to have one. I'd like to have a thanks to that. Well done for what a great job. To all the people that spoke. I'm not going to lie, I didn't even get near them. I didn't get near the march, and I think a lot of the people, in terms of walking, because we're waiting at the back, and we got phone calls obviously from people at front, Liam, and other people saying that the march is setting off now. They're just starting to move. Well, that affected where we were about an hour and a half later. So for those of you at home, and also, for the police and the BBC estimating numbers, an hour and a half later, it affected where we were for people to start moving.
10,000.
And by that time, it started to absolutely piss down, right? And I mean really, really piss down, right? Sorry for my language, right? And at that time, so I feel my heart goes out and I doff my hat to some of these people who've come from, whether you're from Newcastle, Scotland, places like that, and you stood in it, mate, and you've got drenched, and you didn't get anywhere near that stage, and you didn't get to hear those speeches, and there's probably hundreds of thousands of those people out there. Total respect, and I'm sorry you got wet, but I tell you what, that's patriotism, and I doffed my hat.
I think a lot of people just wanted to be there for the day as well, though. I mean, you know what it's like. I mean, our own marches, people do listen to some of the speakers, but it was just the whole being there in the atmosphere of the day and being together as a country and coming to, it was just, to me, that's what I thought it was about, more for me anyway. And I think there was a lot of people there that felt that way as well. They weren't really much bothered about the speakers. It was just being there on the day.
And
amongst
being a part of it.
People. There was all nationalities there, and it was just great. It was brilliant.
No, it's nice. I think a lot of people just to be a part of something historic. Really, it was a historical
and I think
event.
the next one's going to be a lot bigger.
We can't go on, Phil, without adding our own commiserations and respect and regards to the family of Charlie Kirk. Not going to give any oxygen to some of the things that other people have done or been said, because it's just not worth it. We don't do oxygen thieves.
No. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk.
Rest in peace. And our condolences to your family.
Very good man, and condolences to your family.
While we're here, we'd just like to give a little shout to the future. So, in the coming weeks, we're going to be inviting guests to come on from the world of football and from the world of politics. Some political leaders, some football lads, and some footballers. Phil, what do you think about that, mate?
I can't wait. I think it's going to be great.
We're up for it. We're up for it, haven't we?
We've got a few names in the hat.
We have
ready
indeed.
to go, so look out for that.
Also, we've got one last event that we'd like to advertise. Phil, can you tell us about that one coming up?
The Hull, that's in Hull, on the 27th of September. Which is Saturday week. It's
that's Together for the Children, isn't it?
It's Together for the Children, and it's at Unite Hull. But it's going to be a big march protest. There's a lot of people attending it. So anyone north of the border, Hull, Manchester, all around that area, if you fancy coming and join us, come along, please join us. It's going to be very, very good. They've got some great speakers. And it's going to be massive. There's going to be a lot of numbers there. So that's it's for the children, Together for the Children, and
Saturday the 27th.
Saturday 27th in Hull.
In Hull and back.
Hull.
So, as Phil just said, any of these events that we're talking about, if you go to the end of the podcast, you will see a link for all of these events. And also, I believe, Phil, there's a few people have been asking about merchandise. As you can see, young Philip wearing here.
Yeah, a few people have been asking. So at the end of the podcast, we'll have a description and a link for you to go and, if you want to buy the t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, baseball caps, all the money goes towards our campaigns for the children campaign and any football lads events we've got coming up, which we have got one coming up beginning of next year, isn't it?
Yeah, or maybe something before Christmas. Maybe before.
It's all in the planning. We just got to get it right.
yeah, we're hoping maybe do something with the Pink Ladies and the football lads.
Yes.
What do you reckon, Phil?
Yeah. That'd be good.
And on top of that, just while we're saying that, obviously, as we just said, you'll be able to get an update on all of these events. But if you've got any events that you want us to publicise,
let us know.
give us a shout. You know, we're happy to. We're happy to publicise your upcoming events.
Yeah,
you know,
links,
together for the children.
There'll be links at the end of the podcast to our Facebook group, Instagram group, TikTok. So if you, like Justin said, if you've got any events coming up, let us know on them, or you can leave comments on the podcast. Leave
your comments for us. Lovely comments last week.
We're all in it, as we say, together we are stronger. So we're here to support all your events.
And listen, we'd like to hear from people who were on the march last Saturday. We'd like to hear from some of the people that travelled the furthest to get there. We know there's people from Scotland, Ireland, as we said, Wales. Give us a little shout. Say where you're from, and we'll have a little look through and see, and we'll give you a shout out. For people that travel, because it's a long way for people to come and perhaps not see anything, but what an event to turn up to for a historical event. So please get in touch. We look forward to hearing from you. Donald Trump is over in the UK. Apparently, there's a video of me being interviewed by the BBC asking about Donald Trump, saying, are you glad that he's here, or are you glad that Trump's come over? And I'm going, well, I am, but that wasn't me. So I think we only just learned today that they could do this as AI. Thanks for all those people that messaged me and said that we saw you talking about Donald Trump. Well, it's the first I know about it, but had they asked me, Phil, I would have probably said exactly the same. And you'd probably, I'm guessing you can probably understand me a lot better in the AI version because I don't mumble so much. But so that might be the giveaway, BBC. But thanks anyway. And next time if you do want to interview me, don't bother. Donald Trump, Phil.
Love him.
What do you think?
I love him.
We love him, don't we?
I love him.
Yesterday, so Donald Trump came out and said that he is designating Antifa to be a terrorist organisation. Right. Which I'm sure everyone agrees with him. Well said, Donald.
And I think we should follow his lead, do the same over here.
Well, I think what's going to be really interesting is that Donald Trump has now said that he's going to go after the funders of Antifa. So George Soros and co. What's going to be really interesting about this, Phil, is I wonder just how many of these lefties will turn up to demonstrate if they're not being paid. What do you think?
Well, I don't think there'd be very many, mate.
No.
I mean, for me, it's like when you get the YouTube reporters and going and asking these people why they're there. They just can't, and asking, and they've got no answer to it. It's hilarious. I mean, I saw one this morning. The guy asked him what the T-shirt meant, and he was like, "What?" He said, "You've got it on your T-shirt," and he was like, "Oh." And he had to tell him what it meant. It's embarrassing, and they say they claim we're a bunch of sheep. It's embarrassing. But I should imagine there won't be many of them turning up with that.
No,
they're £40 and their little lunch.
Yeah, they have to make. So when this rule comes in, you have to make your own packed lunches, children. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, go and ask mummy and daddy for a few quid.
Mummy and daddy for the money, because I'm sure. Yeah. Or do you not tell them?
But there was 3 million people there Saturday that all paid. They paid to get there.
They came from across the length of bread to Britain, didn't they? And none of them were paid to be there.
Yes.
And all of them, do you know what they had to do, children? Because I'm talking to you a lot of children now. They had to make their own packed lunches. And they had to make their own way here. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, children. Right. So, it's laughable, isn't it? We're going to pick you up and they get a lift home, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they're safer.
Either in a police van. Or a minibus.
Wasn't that Epping, wasn't it? The buses are here. No, they're not buses. They're police vans. Yeah. Or as we know, the meat wagons.
That was on my good friend Martin Gouch's, the Gouchy report. He was there. That's just brilliant.
No, bless them.
Yeah.
So, we'll see how many of you turn up when you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
Going forwards, Phil, as we saw Saturday, that was Freedom of Speech March. I think, the way a lot of the people in the country are now, there is a massive, massive demand for Starmer to go.
Yeah.
And I think going forwards that people will be looking to do marches and protests in the future with that in mind.
Starmer out protest.
Yeah. And
he's not going to go. you know, like people saying that the pressure that's been put on him this last few weeks, he's going to go. Right? He won't walk. He won't, nor will the other little.
He's not going to be allowed to walk because his paymasters. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, and this could apply to many politicians, no matter what party they're on. They're representing. They all dance to the tune of the same paymaster, and in some ways we're just part of the one big charade where they play out the scenes, you know, from the theatre, if you like, where they've got all their own lines. There's a big thing. Dominic Cummings was talking about this the other day. This is something I've been saying for years, as if everything that we watch is scripted, and that all of the politicians involved basically have a script and they go down the line, and then of course, as if it was a theatre, you know, and they go back behind the curtain and go, oh, hello mate, you're all right. You know, we've sort of known that for years, but I think, you know, it's far more scripted than we realise, and all of these people are puppets, and the puppet masters are the WEF and the globalists. So is Starmer going to go? Of course he's not. Because he's their man. So he's been put in place to carry out their agenda.
We have to put the pressure on him, don't we? And, and could you imagine? I mean, look, we know we've got what we've got planned, and we are planning this. You know, we're not going to hide this. We are planning something. You know, a Starmer out protest. But could you imagine if we had the numbers that there was there Saturday at a Starmer out protest? Could you imagine it? I think he'd have to go in.
Well, let's say, for argument's sake, let's say there was 3 million people there on Saturday, okay? And as Tommy was rightly saying, you know, snowballing effect. That, you know, the next event, you know, you might have 5 or 6 million people there. If everyone brings one friend, then there's 6 million, isn't it? Okay. Now, as a representation of the electorate, that's a huge percentage of the potential electorate of this country. Tony Blair came to power with 29% of the vote. So think about this. You know, if you manage to persuade 8 or 9 or 10 million people to vote the same way, you'd probably be in power. You know. So, question for Mr. Robinson: when are you going to start a political party, Tommy? Because if you're if you're supporting a party, because in recent times we've all seen what Reform had to say about Tommy, although in recent times, and I'm looking here, I've done this before because I forget his name, right, and in recent times we've seen Reform, you know, absolutely, I mean, especially France, absolutely coming down, oh, you know, Tom Robinson's terrible, making lies up about him and so forth, and yet, in recent days, since Saturday, Zia Youssef from Reform was actually complimenting Saturday's demo, which shows a massive turnaround.
I wonder why that is.
Well, perhaps they can see the writing on the wall. So Nigel might actually be considering the fact that Tommy might not only just take away a lot of his voting pool, he might actually take it over, because you know I think Nigel Farage sits there at the moment. And I think, like many people in this country, they go on about Reform. I just look at Reform as potentially, of the 4 normal candidates, being the best of a bad bunch. And I think a lot of people think that. And were Tommy to side with
could you imagine
Nick Tenconi? Nick Tenconi, for example, you know, who says it as it is. I mean, their rhetoric isn't too far apart.
Britain's answer to Donald Trump.
If 8 or 9 people would potentially vote for Tommy Robinson, then Nigel Farage, you know, where are you sitting now? And Tommy, question for you, mate. Are you going to start a political party? Because, you know,
he's aligned himself to...
as we're seeing it, I think there's a demand.
What's the...
Benahib Advance.
Benahib Advance, Tommy has. I mean, you never know, but...
Well... I don't think he's actually. I don't think he's thrown his hat in with anyone as such, unless I'm missing something.
He did sort of.
He approved it.
Yeah, he approved it.
Go completely behind it.
Well, you know, let's just put it like this. I think it'd be interesting to see because. You know, I think Tommy is used to being at the front of things. Some of those people that were getting splinters are now pulling their splinters out and saying, "Okay, let's have a little look." So they should, because the trouble is in this country, Phil, too many people.
We were saying this earlier. What did people get out of Saturday? That for me is one of the things we've got out of Saturday. People are looking at it and seeing it on YouTube, not on national TV and mainstream media. They're watching it on YouTube and they're seeing these people. and not what we think they were, what we were told they were. So that's one thing that's come out of Saturday.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, the people that attend these marches have been misrepresented for 8 years that we've been doing it. I think they've been very badly misrepresented for those 8 years, especially when we're in Rochdale and Telford and places like that, and we're looking at women and survivors and things. Are they far right because you've been abused? No, it doesn't make you far right, does it? It just makes you concerned or a victim or a survivor.
Again, once the documentary.
Yeah.
Is
ladies
out,
and gents.
people will see it as well.
Well, yeah,
and another light.
Furthermore to this argument, there's a documentary coming out. We hope to have it out. It's going to be out before Christmas, that's for sure. We're just finishing off at the moment, and it covers everything that we've been doing for the last 8 years, up to and including Saturday. So, you'll be getting to see. There's so many people that have contributed to that and are part of it and taken part, and so many people that are in it. I mean, if you think, I don't know how many people put feet on the ground with us over the last 8 years, Phil, but we're in the realms of hundreds of thousands, so have a little look out for yourselves. Hopefully, do what you do. I don't know about you, Phil. How many people do you know that do this? When people are watching Match of the Day and it cuts, and we know people that do this. Every Saturday night this happens in households, and it probably drives their wife even madder, right? Yeah. So they sit there and, oh mate, Tony, they go, oh look, they're good, go on Spurs or West Ham or whatever, and they cut to the crowd with all these fans cheering. Yeah, this is what happens then. Boom, pause button. They're looking for their mates.
Just see you in the crowd, John.
Oh, that's it. And they make it up half the time. Look, that wasn't that John? No, it weren't. Nothing like Johnny. What are you talking about? But they want to see someone that they know in the crowd who's a bit of a face or a chap or whatever. Yeah. And people of the country over every match day, every Saturday. So on a serious note, thank you to every one of those people.
Some of the footage that they've got and that.
And I think it'd be an eye opener, Phil, to people that have been castigated for years, like we're saying, as is happening with, until recently, hopefully the tide is starting to turn now, the British public are starting to see that no, these people aren't far right and racist and so forth. It just concerned parents and grandparents who are trying to make a difference and to change what's been going on. And,
to be fair, the documentary is about the football lads and how it's, but to be fair, the Chelsea boys were out a few years before us. They were doing stuff on their own, little pockets of them going out. And,
all day long.
You've got to give them props as well, because they really did.
And there've been people, that we know, Mark and people like that who have been doing this for decades. They all know we know who you are. Shouldn't you want to name everyone, but the people that have been putting feet on the ground for decades. And Tommy, I don't, if Tommy didn't do this a lot of years ago, I don't think many other people would be doing this now. No. I always said that. Said that about Little Legs. He was putting feet on the ground a long time ago. Got castigated. Whether the worst 3 letters in the world, EDL. And make that sound. I'm not even going to say.
They sing about it now. They were singing about it Saturday. I've seen some videos of the left singing about the EDL. Did they not realise the EDL was disbanded a long time ago? It's give it up, mate. Do you know what I mean? So
the reality of what we've been doing for the last 8 years is that we've been putting feet on the ground, and trying to highlight and raise awareness to things that we thought needed
in the documentary, everyone can see exactly what we've done and why we done it.
Yes, it's warts and all. You've got behind the scenes footage of all the meetings that we had in Birmingham, West Brom, places like that, where you get to see all these people that are representative of their football clubs, all in one place. Some of the funny things that happen with it. In Birmingham, you've got a 6'10" man and a paratrooper, ex-para.
Bit of mouse.
You're going to see they start to introduce, welcome to Birmingham, everyone. And all of a sudden, a pair of them are jumping. It's more or less like one of them jumping in the other's arms. I mean, one of them 6'10". And why was that, lads? Was it Millwall coming in? Was it West Ham storming the building? No, it's a little mouse. There's a little mouse about that big. So, if you want to laugh, there's some comedic moments. Yeah. And also on top of that, we took everyone's phones off them, didn't we?
Yep.
And halfway, so some hours later, you got, I'm not going to say, one of the Millwall lads ringing up, bit upset that somebody else was got his phone. And I think the lad was from up north somewhere.
Karen was giving out the phone.
So organisation, and we weren't as organised.
Organised chaos.
Yeah. But listen, tune in next week.
Yep.
because we're gonna as we said, we're gonna have a few people. We're gonna invite a few people on a weekly basis.
Yep.
From 2 weeks' time, we'll be putting out this podcast, and we won't be having guests with us. So, and if you've got any ideas for people you want to see on here as a guest,
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know. But at the moment, we've got a few people. We spoke to Tony O'Neill Saturday. He's
Yeah.
going to come on the show.
Yeah, from Manchester,
We've got a
from
few
Man United.
politicians coming on. I'm hoping to get Andy Swallow on there.
Yeah.
And
Nick
if you've got
Tenconi, maybe?
Nick Tenconi, why not? Nick-
Tommy, maybe. Who knows?
Well, if he wants a bigger audience, Phil, you know what I mean? He might be struggling at the moment.
We'll help you,
lad.
Tom.
Yeah, we'll help you, mate. We'll give you a leg up.
Before we do go, I just want to remind everyone about the Essex United's
Yeah, go on, far away, mate.
protest this Saturday. Colchester, 1 p.m. outside the town hall on the High Street in Colchester. We all start there. And then we move off afterwards to Braintree and Wethersfield, the Braintree and Wethersfield protest. The meeting point is the fountain on the High Street at 6 p.m. Essex Unites.
Yeah.
And you know, people of Essex, come and join us.
And next Saturday, you've got Hull.
And next Saturday we're in Hull for the children.
Together for the children.
So any of yous up north, if you want to come and support that, it's going to be great numbers there, by the way.
Yep.
We'll see you there.
And just one last thing. I sound like Columbo then. Just one more thing. Sorry. My favourite thing on Saturday, this isn't from personal point of view, as much as watching all these people turn from little clubs and that massive, massive crowd, I liked looking over the football. We left there and we went to watch Spurs playing West Ham. And I walked into a pub in
Who won
Farringdon.
that, by the way?
If I walked in a pub
Sorry,
in
lads.
Farringdon- Cut? No, gone. We walked in a pub in Farringdon, sports bar, and there was 200 Spurs lads. I think most of them are season ticket holders. They weren't at that game. And the same goes to a lot of the West Ham boys.
Yeah, well done,
Right?
lads.
Well done, West Ham, Spurs, and to
They
all
went
those
to the
people that
march
didn't
instead
go
of the game.
and to the football lads from all around
Yeah,
this country,
yeah,
right?
thanks a lot for
That
turning
didn't
up
go to
Saturday.
watch their team play football.
Yeah.
They came to London
Yeah,
to
well done.
support everything because do you know what you did? Yeah, you put your country in front of your club.
Yeah.
And with total respect for that, because if more people were doing
That's
that,
a T-shirt, surely. Country before club.
we started something.
Aye,
He's
come
up
on.
again.
Aye.
Right, but yeah, no, seriously.
I'm a grifter.
For every single person, to every single person that put your country in front of your club,
Well
total
done.
respect. Well
Yes.
done to every single one of you.
Yeah.
So, Phil, it's us for 1 week, I think.
Yeah, it's goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from him.
See you next week.
Yeah. And remember, together we're stronger.
Stronger.
See you later.